and read the prescripts also deals with the circumstances where an informant will be rewarded and under what those circumstances are, Chairperson. Mr. Nku, my question to you is this. Have you ever been registered as an official SAPS informant?
No, Chair.
Then that means you've never been issued with an informant number?
I was never issued with an informant number.
Yes.
Yes.
And you were never then, as a result, never assigned a handler to deal with you?
Officially, I was never assigned a handler.
No, what do you mean officially?
So,
if you agree with me that you were never registered as an informant, you were never given an informant number, maybe I should ask you a further question. Have you ever signed a source handler agreement with SAPS?
No, I've never, Chair.
So my next question then is that you have never assigned, you could never have been assigned a handler in those circumstances. Do you agree?
I agree.
Thank you. And in those circumstances, then you'll agree with me that Lieutenant General Mfazi could not have been mistaken at any stage to be your handler?
No, I've never stated that he's my handler.
Yes.
So.
And similarly, any suggestion that General Mashaba or Chief Mashaba could have at any point been considered, or at least referred to, as your handler, that also will be completely incorrect?
Knowing that he is not a SAPS member, in the context of SAPS, I don't think that would be a case. As far as my recollection serves me well, I regarded myself as his confidential source, not a handler informal relationship.
Yes.
Yes. As a source of information.
Now, you mentioned earlier on that you have previously been compensated for providing intelligence. Do you remember that?
Before you ask that, let me, along the lines of what you were discussing, you, in the supplementary affidavit, you say, my work has also included the real-time tracking of information in support of law enforcement investigations. Now, what the impression that this created to me, and I think that it does create, is you have a formal working relationship with law enforcement investigations. Do you care to explain more what you mean in support of law enforcement investigations?
Commissioner Waloi, when one states that, one is not insinuating that one has a formal relationship with any law enforcement agency within our jurisdiction. However, as I've already alluded earlier on, that post the July 9 drug bust, one has continued in the efforts of providing information to certain law enforcement members. So maybe when one forwards the documents requested by Advocate Musikidi, that matter will be clarified.
Yeah, well, there's hopefully it will be clarified, but when you say my work has also included, my work here suggests a formal arrangement. It's not you casual, you happen to come upon. That's not what you're conveying here, or at least that's not my understanding. It was never my understanding of it. It's not you casually, you get information and you casually pass it on. It's part of the work you do and you do it in support of law enforcement investigations, then the question that necessarily comes up is, well, who are the law enforcement people, or even agencies, if you like, that you are supporting? You've testified, you've said it's Mashaba. And if you say it's post the incident, we know it's not General Mfazi because he had passed around that time of this incident. So we know you're not talking about General Mfazi. You're speaking just about Chief Mashaba, right?
If I may, Commissioner.
Yes, you may.
As I've already alluded to, post July 9 information elsewhere, when an example would be the DPCI member that I spoke of.
I think you said Captain Norji.
Yes, Commissioner.
Is he the only one that you've provided information to post the July 9 incident?
I wouldn't say Captain Norji is the only one. I have continued to provide information to other members.
Let me say this to you, or put this out so that you have the chance to deal with it as long as you're still on the witness stand, not necessarily now. We have had evidence that suggests your involvement in other activities with Chief Mashaba, right? And so when you say you support law enforcement investigations, it is important, at least to me, to know what are you speaking about? What law enforcement people are you talking about, or agencies? What other investigations are you talking about? When are these? So that, because maybe they explain the other evidence that we've received about your involvement in other activities. Maybe they don't, but they help us understand your involvement with if not Chief Mashaba, any other law enforcement officer. Yeah, I'm sure you've been following the events in this commission, so you know the evidence of Chief Mashaba, which places you in certain positions. So consider my question in that context, that it is to understand the fullness of your involvement with what you say is support of law enforcement investigations. And it's a particularly important question to me because you are not a registered, well, maybe not even registered, you're not an informer as informally, you're not an informant, a registered informant. So it's important to understand your exact role in what you describe as support of law enforcement investigations. That's the context of my question.
Commissioner Balui, maybe one must start by qualifying the activities or efforts towards becoming a formal informant. From what I understood, one needed to prove themselves at first. That's what I was told. To provide solid information to prove your credibility. But that got lost along the way because the person that I was supposed to be providing information to then there ended up being favors sought between us. So the project of one building up to become an informant got lost along the way. And when one encountered a General Mfazi, to that was still to build rapport, because we were still at that phase where one builds rapport with the eventuality, because I know my access to information in terms of the access that I bring to crucial information. It would have been fruitful long term. So what I mean to say is the activities prior to or post July 9 are still towards those efforts. Albeit I don't get myself involved in anything. If there is information sought about following up leads, then I may provide that. I can do reconnaissance and provide that information. Hence, I've said I will make those examples available, practical examples available to the evidence leaders for a deduction to be made as to whether or not the information that I provide is, as I say it is. I don't know if I make sense, Commissioner Bale.
Well, I think for present purposes we can move, but I just want to commit you in your offer to provide us with information that you are scheduled for today and tomorrow. I want to put you under the pressure that you provide us with the details of who are the officers that you have provided information to and what investigations were these, and we should have that before you testify tomorrow morning with the chair's permission. I see he nods.
No, yeah. In fact, during the time when we were asking only questions seeking clarity, I actually engaged you on this, and you gave me just one name, Officer Norche.
Oh.
I don't remember you giving me any other, so I agree. Please be ready with that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can I do this?
Sorry. Include the dates, even if it's not an exact date. If you say this was in May 2022, that's sufficient.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Nku, good afternoon. I want us to clear up this issue of what you are doing before 9 July 2021. I think you've accepted that you have never been recruited as an informant and you've never been registered as an informant.
I agree, Commissioner.
Yes.
Kumalo.
So you could never have been a subs informant. Now we go to Chief Mashaba, and paragraph 2.2 of your original statement helps because you say prior to 9 July 2021, which is the period that is of particular use to us. Your relationship with him was that of a professional acquaintance. That's what you say?
Yes.
So I take it from that he never recruited you as an informant.
No, he
never recruited you.
No, he never recruited me. It was, I exchanged information with him. There was never a formal engagement.
And he never paid you either for the information you gave him?
No, he's never.
And it was up to you, if you had information, whether you want to give it to him or not.
Precisely.
So you never had an obligation to give him information, even if you were aware of criminality. There was nothing that bound you to give information to him. Correct?
I would say that.
Yes. And he couldn't say to you, you have breached our agreement if you didn't give him information relating to criminality.
Correct.
Because there was no such obligation.
Precisely.
Yes. And I need your assistance here. I'm speaking for my co-commissioners and Mr. Musikidi. There seems to be an issue with the transcription. So please wait for the question to be completed, and then you will see a nod from us. That's usually a cue to you to then start your answer, because it appears that we keep interrupting each other and the transcription reflects that. And it is not your fault, so I'm just saying from now on going forward, you'll see the nod, then that means you can answer the question. And I think that's the best way of maybe dealing with it going forward. So wait for the question to be completed, then you'll see the note, and then you can answer. And we will all try to remember that.
Oh, thanks for the note.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Nku, you stated that previously you have been compensated for providing intelligence. Do you recall that?
I do recall that.
Yes. Who paid you? Can you share that information?
That information may be shared confidentially because it involves consultation with foreign intelligence agencies. The details to that I'm willing to provide to the Commission, not on a public sitting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please finish the sentence.
Oh, sorry. I was saying the details pertaining to such, because of the nature of the information provided or sought, it's not for public consumption, and there are NCNDAs to the tune.
I'm interested in the foreign intelligence agency part. What are you saying about that exactly in the context of you receiving payment?
Information, basic consultation provided to foreign intelligence agencies have resulted in remuneration.
Or you were paid abroad?
For consultations done with foreign entities.
Oh, and in South Africa?
Oh, in South Africa, I haven't been formally paid.
In South Africa, you were not paid?
I haven't been paid in South Africa.
Okay.
But you see, where in your supplementary statement, you make that statement about being paid, you were answering a question, what was your interest in following up on the information on the 9th? That's what you were being asked. That is
Yes.
on page 4 of your supplementary statement. And then you say in paragraph 2, and I'm reading from the third line, you say, beyond that, my motivations remained consistent with a confidential source who expected to be rewarded for giving executable information, which led to a successful discovery, as I have in the past been compensated for providing crucial information. So the sentence that reads, my motivation remained consistent with a confidential source who expected to be rewarded for giving executable information, which led to a successful recovery, is you expected, this is where you're explaining why you were disinterested in this bust, following up on it. And you say, I had the expectation to be paid as a confidential source. That's how you're answering that question. You're not distinguishing domestic and foreign intelligence agencies.
So maybe I need to clarify that, Commissioner Balui. That's why at the end maybe I qualify with engagement with foreign entities. So I do not make any claim that I have been paid previously by our local law enforcement for following up on information. For me, that was something that is, I'm still building rapport.
So with that answer then, we must then delete for that answer to stand. And I want to see how whether you have actually answered the question after the deletion. That answer must mean you delete everything in that paragraph, second paragraph that starts at beyond that. My motivation remained consistent with a confidential source who expected to be rewarded. If you were not expecting to be paid, then that part up to the end of that paragraph should not be there, because it has nothing to do with why were you interested to follow up on this information on the 9th. You can, yeah, just delete it in your mind and then see, and then try and see what I'm saying.
Please direct me to that paragraph.